Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am coming back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. And in today's video, we're going to be working on these town sectors. Okay. Primarily for my American War of Independence, but these are going to be dual-purposed. They're going to be able to be used with my O group as well. Now, these three tiles, these are all 6-inch plywood tiles, and these three I used AK on all of these. This is muddy ground on these three, and then I used dark earth on these three, leaving these two I used wet ground. Now, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but these two are shiny. They have like a shine to them, where this is 100% flat, matte. It doesn't have any shine. This has a very subtle shine, almost zero shine. But this is the most matte. The dark earth is like, call it flat earth. I'm a flat earther. And then the muddy ground is a close second, but this wet ground is very shiny. The wet, I don't know, I was hoping for a wet muddy ground from this, but I got it from the wet. The color wise, this actually is, if I was to compare, this is more brown than these. These have a little bit more black in them. I don't know if you can see the difference. It's very subtle, but this is definitely brown, and this is like a black brown, if that makes sense. So is this. So I don't know what the chemical composition is of this to make it shiny compared to this being flat, but now I know, right? Okay. Well, all these are done, so I can put them away. I got my Vallejo ones over here as well, but I decided to save them and use the AK just to see, what. Now, I've also decided to put my AK tubs in Ziplocs. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't think the AK tubs reseal very well. Get the air out of here. Yeah, I have a feeling that they Yeah, that works. So this will help prevent them from drying out. That's the idea. That's the plan anyway. All right, so those are basically done. I'm not going to need those. So I'll put them over there. I'm probably going to need that. Now, FYI, I do not plan to glue the buildings down. I plan to work with the tiles, and then once I get them to the level that I want them in, then what I'll do is I'll just set the building on the tile, and this will represent the built up area. And that would be true with my O group as well. Okay, so I realized I needed to look for a few supplies. It looks like I found them. Okay, perfect. So we've got some picket fences. I got some 3-rail fences. I got some walls. And then I was thinking about building hedges as well. Modern. It's all World War II and beyond. Okay, bear with me in this initial step because I have a lot of stuff that I wanted to dig out. This was kind of a last minute project idea. Knew I needed to do it. So I decided just to go ahead and do it. You're not sliding in there. Oh. 2 boxes are preventing it. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to get underneath there to figure that out. Oh, okay. It's not the table, it's the table legs. Okay. That's fine. Okay, but while I'm down here, hopefully you can hear me. Um, I have some tubs down here that have building supplies in them. And so I'm going through my building supplies. Okay, this is all roads. Okay, not needed that. Ah, there's my building supplies. Okay. Wanted a couple of those. And there's trees in here. Cheesecloth. Might need more than. No, I think 2 should do me just fine. Okay, but I thought teddy bear fur was in this. I got so many tubs full of building supplies. It gets crazy. Okay. Ah, there we go. I don't need any of that, but at least now I know where it is. Okay, so this is just going to be kind of like a. This is going to be like a survey. When doing fields on your battlefield, like if you've got a battlefield out there and you want to do like a crop field of some kind, like wheat or grain or whatever, Do you like to use teddy bear fur as your fields? Or do you think that floor tile, this is, I think, banana fiber, looks better? I could always cut this down or cut it to a different shape, but and then I can also paint the edges, which is what I did for my Meg crop field tile. I made these removable, and I made them only like 2" by 2" squares. And so as you move a unit through, you can pull a square off, and you can rearrange them if you needed. I'm just curious. Like if you've got a unit moving, what I've done on this teddy bear fur is I've actually took a brown spray paint and kind of just misted it and gave it like I think that's a khaki tan, because it was pure white. Or do you prefer this? Because this definitely works. I mean, it's the right height and everything. And it's kind of a stiff, and where this is kind of flexible, and it looks like and I can cut this down too. Yeah, to give it, I don't know, that the teddy bear kind of actually looks pretty good, actually, in my opinion. But it looks more like, I don't know. It doesn't look like a grain or a crop. It looks like fur. You know what I mean? So it's, but I'm not. That's not what I'm working with today. That was just in curiosity that I have, because I plan to be working on some fields later. These, which I actually ordered these online. I think I ordered them from Amazon or whatever. Normally you get the 3M pads. They're green, right? And they're normally green like that. And that is perfectly fine. You could actually use that without putting any flock on it or anything. You could just cut it up. But I plan to paint these, or and then put like glue on them, and then put flock on them to give them their green look. But when I saw that there was this brown set, I thought it would be perfect for inside a hedge, right? Because inside the hedge you've got your brown. But before I glue these down, and they're about the perfect size, right? Before I glue them down, I think what I want to do is cut them to size and then spray paint them to give them a darker brown. I think this light brown might not work as well. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, really. Okay, so the one I really wanted to work with was this picket fence. And I'm going to use it on this brown here. Now, I coated these with the texture paste last night, knowing that I needed time for them to dry. Now this says HO scale, right? But when I ordered them, it said 1/100 HO scale, which, as you know, HO is 187. But I took a gamble on them. Okay, let me trim this plastic off. Got my sprue cutters here. Now, I think when I cut these, I want to leave that fence post with a little bit of, there you go. And so you can see there's little fence posts sticking down. And of course it's, okay, I'm not putting it on these. None of these have a gate in them, FYI. So I'm going to have to make my own gate. And, you know, it's going to be... Yeah, I think that's a perfect scale for 15 millimeters. I don't know if you could really see that, but it's a perfect scale. Now I thought about taking a little pin vise and drilling some holes to accommodate the fence line, and I think I'm going to have to do that. Now I'm going to cut this fence right along this fence post. And I'm going to save this because if I have enough of them, I can make another fence line, right? Okay, so that's going to go in right there, and I'm gonna drill in just a little bit. I need to get my pin vise. I wonder if this drill bit is large enough. Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm just going to do one. Okay. Switching glasses. The lighting, blocking my own light. Now a Dremel might be really good. You just zip, zip, zip. But I found that Dremels have a tendency to, I over drill with them. Now I'm just going to see if this plastic will fit in that hole. Yep, it's perfect. Okay. Yay. That's perfect. So I made a video and uploaded it. My store news update. Now, from that, I mentioned that I won my Old Glory raffle, and that it should have came in today or yesterday. And because I got an email from Old Glory saying that, my package is shipped and it's almost here. But I forgot there are two Old Glories. There's Old Glory 15s, and then there's Old Glory miniatures. And I order my Blue Moon miniatures from Old Glory miniatures and not, and so, and I did order some Blue Moon miniatures, and that email I received was from the latter. Okay. I guess I didn't drill in deep enough on some of these. Also, that drill bit could probably be just one size larger. Yeah, I might do that. Let me get my bits. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. Not really ready today, or it's kind of what it feels like. It feels like I'm dysfunctional. Okay. There it goes. Okay, that one didn't even. That was probably my problem. That one hadn't even been drilled very deep. Okay. Yeah, this one either. Huh. Pin device is slipping in my hand like my hand's greasy or something. And it's not. I might need to put some gloves on. I was seeing sawdust fall on that one. Not sure why this one doesn't want to cut. There it goes. And I think I want to cut all the holes before I start gluing any of them, because I don't want the other walls or the other fences to get in my way. You know, like having to wait for it to dry and all that. And it says, the package says that it's made with ABS. So you can't use like your regular plastic cement. But I have some ABS glue. Ah, here we go. Well, I didn't go all the way through, but that's okay because I'm not trying to get it super deep. There we go. And then I'm going to apply some tacky glue on that. Now, looking at art drawings of Freeman's Farm, there is a... Okay, that should go against that. Yeah, looking at drawings of Freeman's Farm, there's no fence, there's no hedge, there's just a two-story building with like a yard, you know, and but what's the fun in that, right? Plus, this is going to represent more than just Freeman's Farm. This is going to represent any Americana. Shoot, I could probably even use it European. All right, there we go. So I can use it as some kind of, I can use it Civil War even, plantation style or just getting these holes started. Now I plan to put grass under the fence, both sides of the fence, and on the inside. But I also plan to leave some of it dirt on the inside. Yeah, the lighting, I need to hold it up because I'm not getting good lighting down there. Now, on most of my terrain, like my fields and my woods and stuff like that, I will bevel the edge. Um, and I think natural terrain like hills and fields and woods and stuff like that should be beveled. Ponds, lakes, rivers. But when it comes to town sectors, I made a conscious decision not to bevel the edge so that I could butt them up against each other, or I could butt them up against a road or a fence. Oh, okay. That one went all the way through like with a quickness. Okay. Okay, I mismeasured apparently. Well, dang it. Okay, which end? Will it stretch? Not the right one. Well, they're in. I guess the glue's going to have to hold it up because it doesn't want to. Okay. I don't want to ruin anything. Whatever. As I get to gluing them, they'll go together a lot better. I hope. So in my Old Glory order that I got in, the Blue Moon figures, which I'm slowly starting to really enjoy the Blue Moon. I got some Saratoga infantry. But yeah, if that guy is in this hole, this guy can glue on there. I wonder how long these are. 6.5 inch long. Okay. Well, that looks like a full inch. But I am putting it in about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge. So 2/4 would be 1/2 inch. Okay. but I'm glad I'm cutting a whole section of the fence. Okay, so that's 3 sides. Now I want it to have like a gate option here, but I think using these would not work right. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to use 2 and 2. Let me prepare this. Okay, so this first one has a post on both ends. Okay. See, I want it to end with a post. Okay. So this one has a post on the corner, right? And so this will attach to that post and go something like that. Now there's a post on this end, but there's also a post on this end. Which I could double post the corner, but I don't want to do that. And I think one of these sections is big enough for a gate, or I should say a gap. Might be a stupid move, but I'm going to do it. Cutting that post off. It's going to be like that. Yeah, this is not Gatorade. This was a powder mix. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to have a monster. Yep. Yeah, it should work. Go in the holes. The only one I need to really worry about is the end one. Where the post is. Oh, wrong side. Not used. Wait, did I cut this wrong? Uh-oh. That one goes there. Oh no, okay. I just had it upside down. Ooh, I was starting to wonder. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Little flash on that fence post I'm gonna have to clean off. Okay, so I got 4 more holes and then we can start gluing. Does that look right? Yeah, that looks good. Wow, that monster worked almost instantly. I feel a lot better energy wise. Still haven't had lunch. But I did have a late breakfast. So it should be good. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? Because I want to glue the ends together as well. Let me get my glue. Yeah, it says it bonds ABS. I'm using the Plastruct, which is designed by a company that makes a lot of these plastic model railroading style models. So it's going to be a combination. Oh no, there's holes everywhere. I think this is the front. Should have marked it. Oh no. Okay. They all should be equidistant, so there shouldn't be a issue. All the fence posts should be identical. And I don't even know if this will grip onto that plastic or not. But it'll act as wood filler, so that little peg fence post that sticks down into this hole, it'll fill that gap, so it'll give it more of a, hopefully more of a tight fit. There we go. Like, am I in the hole? I don't even know. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm not putting a ton of this glue, just enough to kind of like fill the hole. Or at least that was the plan. Yeah, the back fence is the one that gave me the most grief, if I remember right. Yeah, stick one in, another pops out. And then they all pop out. Okay. I'm going to have to disguise this corner because they don't touch. So what I'll do is I'll put a little grass or something, maybe some clump foliage in there to kind of disguise the fact that those two don't touch. Well, darn. That's all right. I was thinking about putting a tree in here as well, but I'm not going to do that. I have plans to make one of these town sectors urban. I mean, not urban, rural, like a garden or something that would touch the end of a town sector. You know, kind of like Hugamont has that big orchard out back, right? Okay, that's in. Okay. And the plastic is touching on the ends where it's supposed to. Okay. And by gluing the ends, it should... Okay, hold on. This one's almost touching. Oh, it's popping out. Hold on. Yeah, the back fence is giving me the most grief. Hopefully, when I put the grass down and I have to put more glue down, it'll hold everything in place. Yeah, there's something about the center doesn't want to go down in the holes. Well, it's in the holes, but it keeps popping up out. But I'm going to leave it. Okay, and I said I needed to clean this up, so now it's clean. Okay, now I'm going to do the front. And with the glue on it, I can't see the hole. Okay, that went right on in. Okay, there's a little something that needs to come off of this too. So far, so good. All right, so far so good. And then, you know, you would have your house on the inside. And then troops would deploy inside, and the house can be moved if you need to move it. Now this does have a back door. Okay, but that's irrelevant. Okay, so I'm going to let that glue dry. Before we do any grassing. Now I wanted to see if these this is a brick wall, but it's very very rough. Now I've got a ton of these. I don't remember where I got them. They're resin. This is a different type of brick wall. I might use that. Now one of these has a gate in it. I'm going to have to clean this up before I go to paint it. See, there's corners. Well, that's a special wall. Might use that one just because it's got some uniqueness to it. Okay, that's another fence. I mean, gate. Okay, there's only 3. So if I use that there, there's only 2. But then there's these intersections. And I'm thinking I want to use these intersections, and they look like they might go off to the side. And then I would have I could make two. But on this one, I don't have to use those intersections. Yeah, I thought about mounting these individually or not even bother mounting them, just painting them, and then I can just put them on the table wherever I want. You know, kind of as a build a fence, build a wall kind of thing around a field or something, and not necessarily a town sector. It's not really a town sector, it's going to be a garden. So my garden is going to have a hedge. I've decided. One. And I'm eyeballing it. Now this is going to be cultivated, so I'm just going to make them perfectly straight. I'm not like wild ones. I would cut them at various zigzags or whatnot. Okay. Yeah, I decided I'm not going to use those. I'm gonna use those as separate pieces on the battlefield. Okay, these are all just a little bit too long. So if I wanted to go really close to the edge, I need to cut about a half an inch off. I'm only going to do that on 3 of them, because the other one's going to have a gap in the hedge. So I'm going to cut it almost in half. Almost in half, you know what I mean? Okay, that works perfect for me. Go ahead and seal that back up just in case. And I'm going really close to the edge, almost, you know, like 1 millimeter gap. I was thinking about putting some weight on it. And I was also thinking about putting a hole on two sides of the fence or the hedge. You know, like a front and a back. But I decided, nah, why bother? And then I could take this and just weight it down. No, it's going to be there. There we go. Now with me gluing the corners the way I have, it's going to actually strengthen the verticality of the hedge where it won't want to tip over because it's being supported by an adjacent hedge. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. And I can always get in there and block. I do want to work with tufts and maybe a tree or something inside here to make it look more more than just a square with hedges. So if I wanted to, I could take both of these, put them side by side, and remember this would be garden-like. If I needed a larger town sector, but it would still kind of look like a cohesive town sector. That makes any kind of sense. Okay, I am going to put some weight on this. I probably should put some wax paper so this top piece doesn't stick to the... I don't... Oh, I know what I could do. There we go. All right. Yummy. Okay. All right, I've got some cork sheets here that I want to make walls. Now the question is, okay, perfect. I should cut it this way. And how tall do I want my walls? About the same as these fences, approximately, so that my troops, if they were shooting, they would be able to shoot over the wall. Hopefully I'll be able to draw a line. Yes. Very good. That's 4 walls. I was gonna make some walls and mount them on popsicle sticks so that I could just place walls out anywhere I wanted. Kind of an experiment. See what it looks like when I'm done cutting. Because I considered using an X-Acto knife or a hobby knife. And okay, so it's a little rough. But I found when I cut it with my hobby knife, it broke the cork and made it all kinds of janky. And these scissors seem to be doing their trick. I bought like 3 thicknesses of cork. Not really sure which one I wanted. But then when I got them in, the real thick one, which I think is 1/4 of an inch, is way too thick in my opinion for 15mm walls. And the first one was like 1 or maybe, yeah, like 1 or 2 millimeters thick. And I think it's probably the right thickness, but for a model wall that has to endure wargaming, I decided to go with the middle one, which is this one, which is like 3 or 4 millimeters. I don't remember exactly. But if you look at it like this, 15 millimeters is from the heel or the bottom of the boot to the eyes or the base of their baseball cap or whatever cap they have. If that's supposed to be 6 feet, to the top of their head would be 6.5 feet. But either way, if 15 millimeters is 6 feet, you're looking at approximately 1 millimeter being a little over a foot. No, I'm sorry, over 6 inches. Because 12 millimeter would be 6 inches. 15 millimeter would be maybe, if I had to, what is 6 or 72 divided by 15? Right? So it's just under, maybe 5 inches. Let's say 5 inches. So if this is 2 millimeters, that makes it 10 inches thick, which is a good size for a wall, in my opinion. Okay, that's how I did my math. I did it all in my head. Okay, so we're going to take one of these there areas, and we're going to do the same that we did with this fence, and hedge, but with this cork, and I'm going to paint it up like a wall. Okay. I think I'm going to get another one of these, which I have 50 of these. It was like 50 for $1 or something like that. It was crazy cheap. And I'm going to glue it on here first and then spray paint it black. So that, now I considered just spray painting these separately and then gluing them on, but I don't think that would work. Ooh. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to use this as a measuring gauge. Now again, I'm not doing enclosures. These are going to be walls for a town sector. Now on some of my town sectors, I considered doing some walls, some hedges, like a wall in the front and then hedges on the back, or something like that. But in this case, I'm not doing that. Now I considered using a wire brush and distressing these walls, giving them more of a rough stone look to them. And I still might do that before I paint them. Because I've got this wire brush that came with my file set to clean the files off. You know, clean whatever metal is in the file or wood or whatever. Now, most of these town sectors are just going to be just that, where I can take a building and just put it in there and say, there it is. There's the town sector. But it's going to have grass, maybe a tree in the corner or something like that. Maybe some bushes, or maybe make like in the corner a little garden. But for right now, I'm just doing the outer perimeters. Okay. Now that one's not finished. Still need to do the two front pieces just like that or that. There's also a technique with cork that you can take a ballpoint pen and draw bricks or stones into the cork, pressing into the cork, giving it like indentions, or so that when you go back and you paint it, you can paint those stones that you drew with a little bit of mortar or something like that. And I might experiment with that concept for my next one, or my field walls. You can do bricks too. You could just draw straight lines and then every so often make a vertical line, and you can make bricks. These are going to be simulated stucco or covered bricks. That cork was a little curvy. Okay. This is really just the initial gluing, because when I put the texture paste down, I'm going to put it all the way up to the edge, and that's going to help glue it down as well. Okay. So let's go there. And there. Now remember, guys, I do commission work. So if you want some town sector walls built like this, let me know. I would be happy to accommodate you. I also paint figures. I took a break from painting the French 1/72. The main reason why I'm letting the primer dry, but also I needed a break. Okay, that looks good. It's not centered, it's a little off center, but that's exactly kind of what I wanted. And I can do the same with this. I'm not going to do it with that. Okay. Now, I could use this just to save me from having to cut, you know. There. And this will be way off center too, but that's okay. I like that. Now I've looked at the Freeman's Farm battlefield maps uh, from different companies that make scenarios. Warlord Games has a Freeman Farm scenario. Land of the Free has a Freeman's Farm scenario. And British Grenadier has a Freeman's Farm scenario. And they all have different maps. I went to Saratoga Historical Site. They have a really good map. Okay, that works. And that's the one I'm going to make my own map based on that Saratoga Historical battlefield map that they have. It's online, you can find it. It looks like an Osprey map. Okay, this wall is a little taller than the end of this wall, so if I flip it over, I'm not going to get any pressure on this portion of the wall. But that's okay. I'm going to do it anyway. Alright guys, well that's what I'm going to do for today. I might not do anything else today other than maybe spray these brick walls and these boards. I might do some flocking. If I do, I'm sure I'll do a video showing them off of like what I've done for my project. But for right now, I'm just going to leave them the way they are and maybe get back to doing the French. All right. I'll catch you in the next one.